Hello everybody, my name is Josh Evans and my lesson is going to be on adding and subtracting vectors. So the first thing you want to remember when you're adding and subtracting vectors is a simple little saying that'll allow you to know what you're supposed to be dividing when you're getting these sums. Okay, so SOHCAHTOA is short for sine opposite divided by hypotenuse. The C is for cosine, which is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. And for your last part of it, your tangent is opposite divided by adjacent. So depending on what you need, you can use that to figure out where to go. Okay, so for this vector, we're going to break these vectors down in two parts, for A and B. For A, we have a length of 6, and it shows us that we have a degree of 75. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do for A is we're going to do the sine of 75 degrees because that's what's given. That equals the opposite divided by hypotenuse, which we know is YA divided by 6. That's the length, the hypotenuse. Okay, so when you punch that in your calculator, sine 75, multiply that by 6 because we want the YA by itself. That's going to give us 5.8. So we know that YA is 5.8. Okay, for the cos, it's the same thing. We're still dealing with the first vector, which is A. For the cos, it's adjacent divided by hypotenuse. We know the adjacent is the XA coordinate. We're going to divide that by 6. So once you input that, we want the XA by itself. XA is going to equal negative 1.6. Okay. So we got the first vector done. We're moving on to the second vector, which is B. B shows us that there's a length on the hypotenuse of 7. The degree is 15. So we're going to do the same thing. Sin 15 in this case equals YB divided by 7. Punch that in your calculator, get the YB by itself. You come up with negative 1.8. Okay, same thing for the cos. Cos 15 degrees equals XB divided by 7. Punch that in your calculator, get the XB by itself. XB will equal 6.8. Okay, so now we have all of our lengths for all of our different spots. And we need to now create a triangle. We remember from the Pythagorean theorem that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, so all we're going to do is now that we have all these coordinates is we're going to add the y's and the x's together. The y's by themselves and the x's. So ya plus yb is going to give us yc. Same thing for x. xa plus xb is going to give us xc. Okay, so we have 4 for the y's. Okay, so we're going to go 4 squared because we're using the Pythagorean theorem. For the x's, we come up with 5.2, so we got 5.2 squared, and that is going to give us c squared, which is our third side. When we input all of this, it pops out a beautiful c squared equals 43.04. Okay, so we have c squared equals 43.04. Now we know that to get c by itself, we need to do the square root to get rid of the squared, which c will equal, when we do our square root, 6.6, which is our final measurement to this problem. And now with these coordinates, we are able to create another triangle using these coordinates to show us the addition of the vectors. And that is a quick and crash course method on how to add and subtract vectors. Thank you.